Chapter 2. Soon the girls were winded from their rushed trip to the construction site, and they slowed to a fast walk. Chai grabbed the jade pendant around her neck to stop its steady thumping against her chest. She tucked it back under her shirt. "We've plenty of time, Josi. We don't have to run." She didn't want to point out that Josi was limping more than usual, and she felt bad that she had rushed her friend on the way to her father's work site. She always took care to make sure she was sensitive without bringing attention to the disability Josi had been born with and was ashamed of. 我知道. I'm just very excited to get there. I haven't been swimming yet this summer, and the weather's perfect to play in the water. And I'm so happy to get away from my brothers and sisters for a while. 对, I'm lucky your parents took my Maymay with them. I'm free. Chai threw her hands in the air and twirled around on the sidewalk in front of her friend. Josi laughed. Chai, this summer we really need to learn to swim. My cousin teases me that we don't know how and only splash about like babies. I agree. When we say we're going swimming, I want to really mean swimming. So today we'll begin our first lesson. I know how to float, so the next step can't be too difficult. As they walked, the girls chatted about trivial things, like what teacher they might get the next school term and who would be in their class. Chai told Josi that her Baba planned to replace their old stools they carried to school each day. She described what he had told her, that they could fold up the new ones and carry them like backpacks. I can't wait until we can go to a better school that already has desks and seats, Chai said, as she sidestepped a newspaper someone had spread on the sidewalk to catch a toddler's waist. She grimaced as the smell wafted up, and she wondered why they didn't at least roll it up and throw it in the bin that stood nearby. Josi laughed at her expression. Well, I'll just be glad to be done with school and have summers that never end. I don't care if I go to university or not. But Josi, you have to go with me if I get to go. Don't worry, I'm going to help you with the end of your exams. You'll be promoted. Chai knew Josi wasn't as thrilled about school as she was. The truth was that she could barely get through her homework most evenings. But Chai was determined to help Josi start to like it more. They took turns pointing to things they passed. It was noisy but exciting. Taxis and cars competing to get ahead while blaring their horns, bicycles flying by with passengers balancing sideways on the back racks, and even street-side vendors loudly hawking their items. Unlike Josi, Chai loved coming to town. The flurry of energy was so much more exciting than that of their quiet village, where she was known to everyone and couldn't take a step without being noticed. In town, Chai felt like she could be anyone, or anything she wanted, and no one would know the difference. Even with the heavy traffic her Baba complained about, and the smog that coated everything, if Chai had her choice, they'd move to an apartment right in the middle of all the chaos. Soon, the girls noticed someone walking very close behind them. The woman was struggling to carry a bag of groceries over one arm and a small boy on her hip, as he fidgeted and whined to be let down. Girls, 可以帮我? She let the boy slide down her body to the sidewalk as she asked the girls for their help. The girls stopped and turned around. Chai answered first. She had been taught to be very respectful of her elders. 好的, okay. What do you need? I'm walking the same way as you, it appears. If you could hold my son's hand while we walk, I can carry these groceries. I'm afraid he'll walk into the street and be run over if no one holds on to him. Traffic was dangerous around them, and the little boy did appear to be very rambunctious, though Chai thought he was cute. He seemed enamored with them as well. He smiled at them shyly as he fidgeted from one foot to the other, his energy pent up and ready to go.